As summer fades and the cadence of life resumes its familiar rhythms, a peculiar dissonance echoes across the Canadian labor landscape. On one hand, the nation's youth, brimming with aspirations and a thirst for opportunity, find themselves mired in an unemployment quagmire. On the other, a steady stream of temporary foreign workers flows in, filling roles that historically served as entry points for the nation's young and ambitious. This disconnect, my friends, is a riddle wrapped in an economic enigma, one that strikes at the very heart of our societal fabric. Let us begin with Michelle Ease, a 22-year-old public policy graduate from Toronto, whose story encapsulates the plight of countless young Canadians. Armed with determination and a willingness to embrace whatever employment availed itself, Ms. Ease embarked on a quest for gainful work, scouring online job boards and tapping into her personal networks. Alas, her efforts yielded naught but disappointment, a stark reminder of the challenges facing a generation poised to shape our collective future. Ms. Ease's experience is not an outlier. It is a troubling microcosm of a national trend. The youth unemployment rate in Canada now stands at a staggering 14.2%, a figure that would have been unthinkable in more prosperous times. For those young immigrants seeking to plant roots in their adopted homeland, the odds are even more daunting, with an unemployment rate hovering around 23%. Yet, even as this cohort of enterprising minds finds itself adrift in a sea of rejection letters, a parallel phenomenon unfolds. The nation's doors have swung open to a tide of temporary foreign workers, many of whom have found employment in the very sectors, restaurants, retail, and hospitality, that have long served as proving grounds for Canada's youth. The numbers tell a tale of stark contrast. Between 2019 and 2023, the number of temporary foreign workers approved to work in food and retail sectors has skyrocketed by a staggering 211%. This influx, fueled in part by pent-up demand in the wake of pandemic-induced travel restrictions, has prompted many employers to embrace these workers as a panacea for their labor woes. Yet, in the heart of cities like Toronto, where the echoes of youthful ambition resound, this rationale rings hollow. The metropolis alone boasts over 120,000 unemployed individuals aged 15 to 24, a figure that has surged by 50% in just 2 years. It is a statistic that defies the oft-touted narrative of labor shortages, prompting questions about the true motivations underlying this reliance on temporary foreign labor. Timothy Lang, the CEO of Youth Employment Services, bears witness to this disconnect. We've noticed more youths are coming to us partially because of the influx of new Canadians, he laments, adding the sobering observation that some companies appear to favor experienced workers over their younger counterparts, knocking some youths out in the process. The experiences of Alexander Clark, a 17-year-old whose job applications to grocery stores, fast food restaurants, and clothing retailers have met with deafening silence, underscore Lang's concerns. I think they're looking more for older people these days, Clark muses, his words a poignant reflection of a youth relegated to the sidelines of economic opportunity. In the face of mounting public pressure, the Trudeau government has taken tentative steps to address this imbalance. Measures such as curbing the number of hours international students can work and promising tougher enforcement against abuse of the temporary foreign worker program are laudable, but they fail to grapple with the core issue at hand. For, you see, my friends, the crux of this matter lies not in the particulars of policy, but in the very ethos that underpins our economic philosophy. As Christopher Warswick, an economics professor at Carleton University, so eloquently articulates, in a sense what we're doing is we're subsidizing those activities by allowing them to bring in low-wage workers rather than make them pay a competitive wage. Warswick's words cut to the heart of the matter, exposing the uncomfortable truth that our reliance on temporary foreign labor is not merely a stopgap measure, but a conscious choice to suppress wages and prioritize profitability over the well-being of our youth. It is a choice that betrays our claimed commitment to fostering a vibrant, inclusive society, one where the aspirations of our young are nurtured and their contributions valued. For how can we, in good conscience, extol the virtues of hard work and perseverance when the very avenues through which our youth seek to embrace these values are obstructed by a system that favors cheap labor over homegrown talent? My friends, this is not a matter of mere economics, but a test of our moral fiber as a nation. Will we choose to perpetuate a system that commodifies human potential, relegating our youth to the fringes of economic opportunity? Or will we rise to the challenge, embracing policies that honor the dignity of labor and create pathways for our young to thrive. The path forward is not an easy one, for it demands a reckoning with entrenched interests and a willingness to embrace short-term discomfort for long-term gain. But it is a path we must tread, lest we betray the very principles upon which this great nation was founded. Let us not shrink from this challenge, but instead embrace it as an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to a society that values human potential above all else. For in doing so, we not only safeguard the futures of our youth, but we also fortify the foundations upon which our collective prosperity rests. The road ahead is long, my friends, but the destination is one worth striving for, a Canada where the aspirations of our young are nurtured, not stifled, where hard work and determination are rewarded, not undermined, and where the promise of economic opportunity is a reality for all, not just a privileged few. Let us embark on this journey together, guided by a shared vision of a nation that truly lives up to its ideals, a beacon of hope and opportunity for generations to come.